I just went, where's our gear? He knows where we are. Good work, Dennis. So I'm Breige. I'm a full-time freelance photographer. I've been doing that for about 4 months, so it's quite early days in my full-time career. But I've been interested in photography for a long time and taking pictures for a long time. I grew up in the countryside, which is a great place to grow up, but also very boring sometimes. And I used to spend a lot of time on my own and looking through albums, photographs that my mum had taken of, you know, the family before I was around, me as a child, my family growing up. And I used to really enjoy that, and I've got quite a strong emotional attachment to that type of photography and those memories that have been captured. And so I think that's probably where my interest in photography comes from. I did, when I was younger, take pictures on maybe my mum's little camera or little disposable cameras, or, you know, so a lot of film photography then, but getting it developed at the chemist and then it coming back and you're going, oh, look what we've got, or look what we've not got, because there's nothing there, or whatever. It was exciting. So, you know, I think a lot of the love for it comes from there, I think.
I've got a leopard skin mankini on under here, you know, if you want me to...
It's all good.
Get it out, yes!
Oh, a pound pays, it gets you a lot.
Well, probably the most important thing to me is that when someone looks at those images, they feel some kind of emotion from them. So I don't want to just take snaps of things and people go, oh, that's a nicely composed shot. Well, scroll on, because that's the world we live in now, isn't it? People are mostly looking at pictures on their phone, or, you know, and I want to be the one that takes the pictures that makes people stop and go, oh yeah, like there's something about that I love, or identify with something in that, or there's a connection to it. That's what I'm always aiming to do. Like, I enjoy photographing people, that's my thing mostly. And my interest in life is people, so it makes sense for me to feel like that. And so aside from what the viewer might feel whenever they look at these images, I'm also very passionate about making sure that the people that I photograph, that I'm capturing the real them, capturing what they really are, not the posed, this is how I stand in front of a camera, the real person behind all of that. And that I've learned with some of the photography that I've done, how powerful that can be for people who, particularly my favourite people are people that hate being photographed. They're my favourite people to work with. I love someone saying, oh, I hate every picture that's ever been taken of me, I don't want to do this. That's, to me, is the greatest challenge. And if I can capture things that they then see themselves in a different way and see how beautiful they are or great they are or the things that they can, achieve when they look at themselves slightly differently, that's a massively powerful thing to me, and that's a lot of what I do a lot of the time. We're very lucky now that a lot of the stuff that you need to take photographs or make videos, whatever, it's a lot more accessible now to people. I mean, if you've got a decent phone, you can do quite a lot of this stuff if you want to. So there's a world of opportunity for people to, go out, take pictures, share them, get feedback on them, see what people like, see what people don't like. That's probably better than it ever was before. You don't need a load of money to invest in gear. You don't really need. You can learn how to do an awful lot on YouTube now. There's a YouTube video for everything. I don't have any qualifications in photography. I didn't go to university. I did a two-day course in Manchester quite a few years ago in how to use my camera and the manual settings, and that's probably as much as I could say of formal training I've had. So, a lot of it's been learning on the job, learning how to do things, me thinking about what I like and want to capture, getting feedback on that and then improving in that way. I had a 14-year career in local government, completely different way of working, completely different profession. But I had done well, I'd worked my way up the ladder, and I was in a good, well-paid, safe job, and my leaving that behind to move into photography was probably a completely different process from what a lot of people would do. But I remember I was starting to get to essentially what was burnout. I was getting to that place in my job, which I think a lot of people, probably my age, would identify with in their careers. And I took 3 months off work, like unpaid leave, which is nice. We're able to do that kind of thing, just have a little career break, because I knew I needed to stop. And that's when I joined the photography club in Salford. Within that little period, I had the time and I found them online. I went along to the first thing and I thought, I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh God, what's it going to be like? Just met some amazing, lovely people. And that probably, just taking that stop, what do I want, what do I actually enjoy, and joining something like that has probably changed my life quite a lot. So I went and did the 2-day course in Manchester, just at a weekend, learned there how to use manual settings. What does aperture mean? What's shutter speed? What's ISO? How do you control them? What difference does that make to the photographs that you take? Learned all that in 2 days on that course. I mean, I say that, it's not as easy as that. It took me a while to, equate what they were teaching me and what they were talking about with me actually going out and taking photographs and seeing the results, and then it all starts to make sense in your mind. It is made complicated, and it isn't a complicated process, photography. It's about light, it's about composition, it's the lens and the way it sees. It's very similar to the way we see with our eyes and how our pupils work and all that kind of thing. We know all this stuff instinctively, and the camera's just doing stuff that we do as human beings, isn't it, really? I have got my own website. That's been a bit of a journey developing that, because you start off and think, oh, fantastic, I've got a website. Everyone's just going to flock to look at my stuff. Of course they don't. No, it doesn't work, or it does not work like that. I use Instagram a bit as well, and that is really good for sharing your work having a little base of people who might be interested in what you're doing and keeping them updated about what's happening. I'm not naturally good at any of that stuff. And I don't share a lot of myself very much generally, so I find social media a bit difficult. But it is a good way of getting feedback on your work, and getting feedback and learning from it is really important as a creative. And it's not always easy to get especially good constructive feedback. Like, everyone's got all sorts of opinions on what they like and what they don't like, and sometimes it can be a bit too harsh the way it's portrayed, and you know, people's opinions about your work, and you have to learn to be able to take that and develop that thick skin, and you know, put things out there and ask people what they think, and do they like it, don't they like it, and how can it be improved. And that's hard, actually, because I think that whole creative process and you putting your heart and soul into a project and then people saying, oh, I don't like it, and just throw away comments it's very difficult. You know, in the beginning, it would be like a dagger through my heart if someone said they didn't like a picture, like, and you know, it's hard. And so yeah, you have to develop that. And I thought I had a thick skin because I had a job where I was getting attacked all the time for all sorts of stuff. Like, I did have a thick skin, but it's different when it's personal stuff. So what does the future hold? Well, if it doesn't work out, if I don't make it, I'll just get a normal job again. But the thought of doing what I was doing before, I can't really see that happening. I've made the jump now. I've fallen in love with it. I can't really see me going back. And what I've learned is we all get caught in this trap, and we think we have to live in a certain way and get a certain mortgage, earn a certain salary, and you get caught on this hamster wheel, and you don't think that you can get off. But if you do get off, if you do stop, and you start to do something that you actually enjoy, you realise you don't need all that other stuff to make your life better, because you're actually doing what you love.